I'm going to be sharing a message for those Geminis out there and working with Spirit so we can find out what the message is for you for the month of August. Okay, I'm going to relax now and let's see what comes. Boy, it's sort of like a wooden wall. And this wall is complicated. I mean, why isn't it just like flat and I just happen to be looking at it? But it seems to be so ridiculously multidimensional. I can't even, it's almost like a Rubik's Cube that becomes 4D. And it's just simply a wall of wood. It's pretty though. I mean, it's polished, it's got a stain to it, it's pretty. But it's all over the place, but it's intricately layered, it's specific, it's not there's no curvy lines here. They're all straight lines, they're all connecting, but it's everywhere. I mean, it's like a fourth dimensional or fifth dimensional Rubik's Cube. It looks all over the place. But the thing is that even if it's a fourth or fifth dimensional Rubik's Cube, it's still a flat wall. In some version of a reality, it is always just a flat wall. It isn't so complicated as it may appear to be. It really is just a flat wall. That's all it is. So we can simplify this. It doesn't have to be overwhelming the mind. But I will say there's something cool about the complexities of this, almost like a cheerfulness or a joy in the complicated, high intellectual, I don't know, it's like trying to make sense of sacred geometry in a super complicated shape. But if we put all the lines together, we could just create like a rectangle. So it doesn't have to be so complicated. It just wants to be for some reason. The more complicated, the more I learn from it. And I like complicated because if it was just a flat wall, then I would just be looking at a flat wall. It's not as interesting. It needs to be complicated. It's more interesting. Still trying to figure this out. Still trying to decide. I mean, do I want it to be complicated? Is it nice when it's complicated? Do I want it to just be a flat wall? Maybe a flat wall is kind of good sometimes. Boy, I need to. Oh, this is what I feel inspired to do with this message is to take all these complexities and bring it into a more simplified fashion, but allowing this simplicity to also be full of the joy and delight of the complex mind that wants to dive deep and understand the intricacies. But when we look into just this rectangular wall, if we just see it as this shape, and then we look into the shape, we can see so much more. And when we look into the shape and we see so much more, we're actually looking into ourselves. So everything out there is just simply a mirror of what we are inside. So you can look into this and it will be more translatable and it will give you more connection to who you are. It's almost distracting. It's almost, when it wants to be more complicated than it has to be, it's almost distracting, but it's got a little bit of ego into it. It's like, well, I can solve problems that are complicated and simple is beneath me. It's kind of like that. It's got a little bit of ego in it. It says, get over yourself. It's actually cooler when it's just a rectangle and then you have to look into it and see what is inside of it instead of like trying to point out all these awesome shapes and dimensions and parallel universes. So it's a bit of an unknown going on here. It's almost like the reason why it's getting so complicated is because we're trying to figure something out. And if we simplify it, it feels like we need more specific details and it's just too unknown. There's an unknown air. And there's a longing to know what's going on here. There's a longing to figure this out, but It feels like the air is flat or stale. There's no fragrance to it. We can't figure it out without details. And I mean, this is like solving a complicated math problem. We need all the numbers and we need all of these, plus and minus and abbreviations and letters. We need all of this. We need all of it, every single last detail, in order to truly know the actual answer to the problem. But yet the problem is so complicated, not even the best mathematical geniuses would be able to solve it. So again, how do we simplify this down? How do we simplify the complexities down to make it so anyone could understand that answer? Perhaps the month of August is to embrace simplicity, not to overcomplicate things, and to be okay with a bit of a void and an unknown, to be able to sit comfortably in that, and to be okay with simplicity again. We already know you're complex and multidimensional and super awesome, but you're also awesome when you're just simplified too. Everything is relaxing now. So that's the Gemini message. Cool. I hope you enjoyed that. If any of you are interested in connecting with me one-on-one for a psychic session, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching and have a great day.